Our speaker today is a faculty member, Dr. Tony Pina. Undoubtedly you've read his bio here in the program today. That can't begin to touch on the person that is Tony Pina. He is a really wide-ranging thinker, an integrative thinker, and a wonderful person to work with in every way, morally, ethically. His drive to do for excellence, to always do great work, is always an inspiration. And I know you will enjoy what he's going to share with you today. So I'll give you Dr. Tony Pina.
I recently heard a speaker at a large event like this say that it wasn't the large crowd of people in front of him that made him concerned about his speech. It was his peers and leaders sitting behind him. This morning, I know exactly how that person felt. To Chancellor Sullivan, President Marr, to my distinguished and wonderful colleagues who are sitting behind me, to family and friends who have come here live, and to those who are participating over the internet, I wish to express that I am deeply honored to have been invited to address you this morning at this momentous occasion to honor what you all have done. When I think of the outstanding commencement addresses that have been delivered from this very pulpit, I'm humbled and, truth be told, a bit intimidated. Now, you can read all about me in the program. It has a wonderful obituary. I mean biography of me. However, what that will not tell you is that this is the 45th anniversary of my being a guitar player. So, for those of you who remember Monty Python's Flying Circus, and now for something completely different. This morning, I'd like to take a few minutes to tell you and share with you about what playing guitar has taught me about graduating from the university. First thing is, you have to devote time and effort to do it. You don't just pick up a guitar and do and play like that. It takes a lot of study. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of watching other people do it. And it takes making some mistakes and learning from your mistakes. In the same fashion, you didn't just get your certificate, your associate's degree, your bachelor's, your master's, or your doctorate. Didn't just walk in and they gave it to you. No, you spent an incredible amount of time listening, reading, researching, interacting, learning from your mistakes, and improving and gaining new skills and knowledge with each course that you completed toward your educational goal. On this day, we honor the hard work, diligence, and sacrifice that it took to bring you here today. Some of you are looking forward to furthering your degrees and sitting a little bit closer to the stage with more things wearing. And you know how to get there. Another thing about playing guitar is that this is just one instrument, but it can be used to do a whole lot of different things. I can play country kind of things. Or more classical. Perhaps something a little bit more like jazz. Or maybe blues. Or perhaps something more Latin. Or if I'm listening to the radio, I could hear something like this. I'm not going to do the hair thing. Of course, this can also be used to play something more like I listened to when I was a teenager. Thank you. Now, all of these different styles are played on exactly the same instrument. I don't have to pick up a different one to play a different style. And also, if somebody picks up this instrument, they can play something and sound completely different than I do. Now, many of you sitting here today will have degrees with the same titles as the people sitting next to you, the same certificate, same associate degree, same bachelor's, same master's, same doctorate. However, each of you can use your degrees to play different kinds of music, to be in different settings. Some of you will have careers in large and small business, some in healthcare or maybe law enforcement, or in social or community service agencies, or in government agencies, or maybe at educational institutions, or the military, or in churches, or maybe some will use it to enhance their personal goals, family goals, and volunteer goals. The same degrees can be used to make different music. Never think that because you have a degree with a specific title or a major that you're only stuck doing one thing. It's not true. You can do all kinds of things. My bachelor's degree was in Spanish. And yet I'm doing something completely different. More about that in a minute. Next thing guitar has taught me about college is that harmony adds value, while dissonance can take it away. You can play single notes on a guitar. One of the nice things is when you add more notes, it provides harmony. It adds value. It's even nicer when there are other people playing other instruments that adds a fuller sound, that creates an entire band or an entire orchestra. You can use this to make wonderful, harmonious music. However, you can also use this instrument to make ugly, dissonant sounds. And if others are trying to harmonize with each other, if you have somebody who's going, and somebody else at the same time going, the time will come when nobody wants to play with that other person. Now, some of the dissonant notes can manifest themselves as vulgar language, gossip, showing up drunk or high, backstabbing, and treating anyone who disagrees with our views about anything as if they were evil and stupid. Whether in the classroom, on the job, or in social media, dissonant notes drive people away and can result in the loss of jobs or the loss of relationships. Be careful about what you post online. It is not private. Social media is not private. And I can guarantee that sooner or later, the wrong person's going to see it. So please, be a creator of harmony, not of ugliness or dissonance. Now, I've noticed that hip-hop songs tend to use guitar parts that are sampled from other songs. I really don't know any hip-hop guitar masters. But I'll bet that in some garage or in some bedroom somewhere, there is someone who is gearing up to change the role of guitar in that music by becoming a master, by becoming something that is different than what everybody else is doing, and transforming music. Now, I graduated with my master's degree in educational technology 2 years before they had this new thing called the World Wide Web. Yes, that's how old I am. There were no websites, and there were certainly no webmasters. There were also no online degrees, because there was no online. A few years later, I was the webmaster of my college, and I created the first online courses or programs at 3 different institutions before coming to Sullivan University nearly 10 years ago as Dean of Online, something that didn't even exist when I went to school. And I've been working in online and distance education now for almost 25 years. But what I've been doing during those 25 years did not exist when I went to school and got my first graduate degree. So please do not consider the degree that you receive today to be your finish line for learning. Use the skills and the techniques that you've learned to continue to learn and to take you to new heights in the future. Be open to learning new things. Perhaps you will be the one who is inventing that new thing that currently doesn't exist, and that new career, and that new whatever it is that doesn't currently exist. Finally, there's no sweeter music than the song of gratitude. I'm grateful for those who paid for my very first guitars, who stuck around and listened to my mistakes and all as I started learning how to play this thing, and all those missteps. I can make music today because of them, and I try to express my gratitude to them as much as I can and as often as I can, and play as well as I can in honor of them. Most of you are here, perhaps all, because of somebody and others who have sacrificed on your behalf. Express your gratitude to your family members, friends, co-workers, professors, staff, and all those who have been there for you during this wonderful journey that you have been on as you pursue your degree. Many are in the audience today, and many are behind me. If you have the opportunity, tell them thank you. Because they're here because of you. We're here because of you. To conclude, the late Michael Jackson said that out of all of his songs, the one that he was the most proud of was Heal the World. In that song, he says, quote, "Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race," close quote. May each of us use our music, our lives, to help make the world a better place. Thank you very much.